August 1st, a typical hot summer day. We went on a boat ride with some friends, and the boys had been tubing. They were swapping out and had just sat down in the boat when another boat hit our boat.
I can still just remember the the helicopters and the ambulances and the fire trucks and just sitting with Ryan, and he's coming in and out of consciousness, and his eyes are just just in total shock.
We quickly went to Dell Children's, were instantly taken care of.
When we arrived at the hospital in the ambulance with Ryan, and we went into the emergency room, at that point we didn't really know what was wrong with him. So we ended up doing a CAT scan, and that's when we found out that he actually had a depressed skull fracture. When the other boat hit, it actually hit the back of his head.
You have to kind of put yourself in the doctor's hands. It's a scary experience. The doctors pulled us into their morning conference, and we had 14 different doctors and nurses gathered round, and they listened to our input. And to us, that just felt so nice because we were so nervous about it, but we know we're in good hands. We kind of had two simultaneous problems going on. Ryan obviously was not awake, but Davis was, and he needed us. One was more serious than the other. Davis broke his jaw, and we later found out he also broke his collarbone. Ryan suffered from a closed head injury.
And so one of the first things that they told us they'd have to do is go in and relieve the pressure. They were concerned if they pulled that piece of bone out that he would hemorrhage, and it's possible that the bleeding would be uncontrollable. I can remember him wheeling him into the operation room. I think that was a really tough time for us. You just don't know what to do, and it's one of those situations which I think, for me personally, it's just hard to put your faith in somebody and say, do the best that you can, because when it's your son's life, it's difficult. And them coming back out and finally telling us that the operation was a success.
So after Ryan had woken up, it was time to move him into rehab. The brain injury affected his cerebellum, which affects balance and coordination. So we quickly found out that we had a long road to go. In the beginning, Ryan couldn't speak. He couldn't walk. And so every day, something new would happen. Maybe the third day that he was talking and he said, "Hi, Mommy." And those are the kind of moments that makes you realize every life is precious and it can be fleeting, and you have to appreciate every second you have with your kids. And I think that's what this experience really helped us realize.
We're extremely lucky to have Dell Children's Hospital here. Obviously, every parent hopes that they never have to use it. Certainly not the way that we used it, but it's nice to know that if you do have something like that happen, you have the best and the brightest in the country, and I think that's something that that we all should be proud of.
Ryan and Davis are, compared to a year ago, they are doing fantastic. Davis has worked through a lot of the emotional issues. Ryan is continuing to work through some of his physical limitations with balance and coordination, but we are in a good place and we feel lucky. Things can only go up from here.
Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting. And say you'll hold a place for me in your heart, a place for me in your heart. place for me in your heart.